What if I told you that true objectivity does not exist? That every single thing we call science, every measurement, every discovery, is not a neutral truth about the universe. Think about it. We invented peer review, Nobel Prizes, entire systems to decide what's true. But history shows us that even the brightest minds were mocked, silenced, or ignored, until decades later, when they turned out to be right. From Galileo under house arrest to Cecilia Payne, proving that the stars are made of hydrogen. Truth has always been fragile, shaped not just by data, but by power, ego, and time. And it goes even deeper. Because science can never escape one fundamental fact: the observer is never outside the experiment. So if true objectivity is impossible, what does that say about everything we know? This is Cosmic Mirror. Let's go. First, there is the human layer. In the 1600s, Galileo Galilei raised his telescope to the sky. What he saw convinced him that Earth revolved around the sun. But this simple truth clashed not only with the church, but also with the scientific establishment of his time. His discoveries threatened centuries of dogma. And for that, Galileo was condemned, silenced, and kept under house arrest until his death. Today, we celebrate him as the father of modern science. But in his lifetime, truth was buried beneath authority and fear. Moral: power and dogma can silence truth for centuries. Now let's move to the 1800s. In the hospitals of 19th century Europe, childbirth was deadly. 1 in 5 mothers never made it through delivery. A Hungarian physician, Ignác Semmelweis, made a shocking discovery. When doctors washed their hands in a chlorine solution, mortality rates collapsed. But instead of being praised, he was mocked. Doctors could not accept that they themselves were the cause of infection. Frustrated and desperate, Semmelweis was eventually sent to an asylum, where he died within 2 weeks, at 47 years old. Decades later, Pasteur and Lister proved him right, and today, hand-washing is the foundation in every hospital. Morale, ego, and arrogance can blind us to the simplest truths. Early 1900s. Alfred Wegener had a radical idea. The continents were not fixed. They were drifting. He showed the evidence: matching coastlines, fossils on opposite shores. But without a clear mechanism, geologists laughed at him. Only in the 1960s, with the discovery of plate tectonics, did his theory become the backbone of modern geology. Sometimes, the missing piece of the puzzle takes decades to arrive. Around the same time, another story unfolded. Michael Faraday, born into poverty with little education, uncovered the deep connection between electricity and magnetism. His experiments were groundbreaking. He made amazing discoveries. But at the end of his life, without mathematical training, his work was more and more dismissed as unserious. Then came James Clerk Maxwell. By translating Faraday's vision into equations, he gave the world a new language. Maxwell's equations now form the backbone of modern physics, powering everything from radio to the internet. Moral: ideas need the right language before the world will listen. The 1920s. Cecilia Payne-Gaposchkin, a young British student, crossed the Atlantic to study astronomy at Harvard. She pored over thousands of glass plates of starlight. Through her analysis, she made a stunning discovery. Stars are not made mostly of Earth-like elements. They are made of hydrogen and helium. Her professors told her this was impossible. They pressured her to hide it in her thesis. For years, her conclusion was ignored, but time proved her right. Her work became the foundation of modern astrophysics. Today we know stars are hydrogen fusion reactors. And when they fuse lighter elements into heavier elements, they unleash huge amounts of energy. When they explode, these rich and heavy elements scatter across the universe, not only to form planets like Earth, but also the iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, forged in stars billions of years ago. That means your body is literally made of stardust. Moral: sometimes truths are dismissed not because they lack evidence, but because they challenge what we think we already know. The 1940s. Barbara McClintock studied corn and discovered something no one expected. Genes could move. She found jumping genes pieces of DNA that change position. Her peers ridiculed her. For decades, she worked in isolation, almost forgotten. Then, in the 1970s, molecular biology confirmed her discoveries. In 1983, she received the Nobel Prize. Moral: truth can be ignored for decades, until the world is ready to see it. From Galileo to McClintock, the pattern is clear. Ideas ahead of their time face resistance. Authority, ego, and consensus often outweigh evidence. Science is not a perfect truth machine. It is human, brilliant, but flawed. And behind every breakthrough lies a mirror. One that shows us not only the universe, but also our own struggle to recognize truth, even when it stares us in the face. Let's move on to the fundamental layer. Why true objectivity is impossible. We like to think science gives us pure truth. If we just measure carefully enough, build better instruments, gather more data, we'll eventually see the universe as it really is. But here's the paradox. We are part of the universe we are trying to measure. We cannot step outside of it. We cannot look back from the outside. Every observation we make is filtered through us. Our senses, our instruments, and our minds. Quantum mechanics shows this clearly. At the smallest scales, reality isn't solid. It's fuzzy like a coin spinning in the air instead of landing on heads or tails. And only when we look does it choose a side. The act of measurement changes what is measured. Now think of Mario in a video game. Inside the game, Mario can jump, run, even point to himself. But he can never step out of the screen and see the pixels he's really made of. We are Mario. We live inside the game of the universe. We can study galaxies, particles, even our own brains, but never from outside the screen. Science is a map, not the territory. Our theories are brilliant maps. They let us build rockets, cure diseases, and create computers. But they are not reality itself. Just like a weather app can warn you of rain, but it can't make you feel the drops on your skin. And that's the fundamental barrier. True, 100% objectivity will always be out of reach. Not because humans are flawed, but because the universe can only know itself from the inside, through us. Every photograph, every equation, every discovery is not a window out of the universe. It is the universe holding up a mirror to itself. Through your eyes, through your mind. So where does this leave us? If perfect objectivity is impossible, does that mean science is worthless? Not at all. Science works. It gave us vaccines, electricity, the internet, and space travel. It is the most powerful tool humans have ever built. But here's the key. Science is not ultimate truth. It is a language. A way of describing patterns, making predictions, building models. A map is not the territory. Think about a subway map. It looks nothing like the city above ground. No trees, no rivers, no skyline. But it helps you navigate. That's what science does. It simplifies reality into a map that lets us move through it. Maps can change. When Alfred Wegener said continents drift, the old map of geology was wrong. When quantum mechanics arrived, the Newtonian map was incomplete. Every discovery redraws the lines, but the map is never the landscape itself. Science is powerful precisely because it is humble. It doesn't give us the truth. It gives us better and better ways to ask questions. Every answer opens a dozen new mysteries. The deeper we go, the more we see that we don't know. And maybe that's the point. The universe is not handing us a finished book of answers. It is inviting us into an endless conversation. Science is not the voice of God. It is the echo of the cosmos, learning to speak through us. This was Cosmic Mirror. Thank you, truly, for being part of this journey. Exploring the mysteries of the universe together. Every question you ask, every moment of curiosity, brings us all a little closer to the stars. If this video sparked your imagination, please like it, share it with a friend, and let us know your thoughts below. I love hearing from fellow explorers. If you want to keep traveling through the cosmos with us, subscribe and join our community of wonder seekers. Remember, curiosity is the spark that lights the universe within us all. Stay curious, keep questioning, and never stop reaching for the unknown. Until next time, may you always find wonder, both out there in the cosmos and within yourself.